On this 250th anniversary of the founding of our country, we're taking a look at some of the moments that shaped the United States. Those are often identified with historical markers, like one in Texas representing the growth of rural communities. Jasmine Caldwell examines the impact of one church and how it's being preserved.
On this busy back road on FM 2843 near Salado sits an old abandoned church. Inside the historic Willingham Springs Baptist Church, dusty wooden pews still line the sanctuary. Broken windows let the Texas wind blow through the building, and abandoned Bibles remain scattered inside. But to Keith George with the Bell County Historical Commission, this church is far from forgotten.
But for me, being in here, you just feel the history. You can feel it.
The church was organized in 1911 and completed in 1914 by farming families who once called the tiny Willingham Springs community home. For years, the church also doubled as a one-room schoolhouse, serving local children until 1937. Keith says churches like this once served as the heartbeat of rural communities.
And they also had gatherings here. This was churches were often social places. And so these are the places that changed our history. These are the places, they shaped our history. They made us a part of who and what we are.
Today, the church sits weathered and worn, but Keith and others are now working to preserve what remains. They started a historical marker refurbishing program with a goal of refurbishing around 75 to 100 markers across Bell County this year.
These markers really need to be restored and brought back to their original value.
Keith says restoring a marker takes patience, sanding, repainting, and sealing it so the stories etched into Texas history can survive for years to come. He's inviting the community to help restore and learn more details about these markers.
It takes about 2 hours to get one marker done. And then it's good for another, probably 15 years.
And while the Willingham Springs community itself has nearly disappeared, Keith believes preserving places like this church keeps Bell County's past alive for future generations.
They're sacred grounds because you can feel that energy from them places at times.
Very cool stuff there. I'm really fascinated by old historic buildings, specifically churches. Like there's one here in Little Rock, St. Edward's Catholic Church. I actually grew up going to the school. It's no longer a school, so that's a bummer. But the church is still there, still offering mass, and I just think it's so beautiful. Something about an old style church,
the architecture.
Style. Yes.
The architecture and then also stained glass really tells a story.
So beautiful.
We have a lot of churches in Maryland. The Methodist churches have a lot of stained glass.
Yeah.
That's always really cool to see. But just seeing how the marker, he made it come alive again. And the process of that was really cool as well, because somebody has to do it.
Exactly. When he took that powerful tool, I don't know what it called.
The sander, yeah.
Yes, thank you. He took that sander, and I was like, oh, that caught my attention. It looked kind of scary.
Yeah, at first I was confused. I was like, he's spray painting and covering up the letters, and then he brought the sander. It's like, okay.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, so let's just leave him to it. Good work, sir.